Have you ever wondered why we spend nearly a third of our lives sleeping? Sleep, that seemingly inactive state, holds deep mysteries and serves vital functions for our very existence. Yet most of us don't realize how powerful it is, influencing our health, creativity, emotions, and even our most important decisions. What happens to your body and mind while you sleep? What have some of history's greatest minds discovered during sleep? Get ready to uncover fascinating facts about this routine yet incredibly complex activity. Sleep isn't just a time for rest, it shapes who we are and how we live. Ready to unlock the secrets of a good night's sleep? Let's dive in. 1. The evolution of sleep, an ancient mechanism. At first glance, sleep might seem like a passive state, a simple pause for the body to recharge. But when we take a closer look, sleep reveals itself as an incredibly sophisticated mechanism shaped over millions of years of evolution. From the simplest organisms to modern humans, sleep has played a crucial role in survival. Even some of the simplest creatures, like worms, have patterns that can be seen as precursors to sleep. This leads us to wonder, why is this state of partial inactivity so important? The answer lies in the essential benefits sleep offers for preserving life. In a hostile and unpredictable environment, sleep evolved as a way to protect the body, promoting internal regeneration while conserving energy, essential for survival in lean times. Another fascinating point about the evolution of sleep is its diversity among species. Some animals, like lions, sleep for up to 20 hours a day, while others, like elephants, only get a few hours of rest. These differences are far from random. They are deeply connected to the environment these animals live in, their feeding habits, and even the risk of predators. Humans, on the other hand, developed a more limited sleep pattern, needing an average of 7 to 9 hours per night, mostly during the night. But what if humans had evolved differently, needing more sleep throughout the day, like some diurnal animals? This thought helps us understand that sleep is also an adaptation to lifestyle and the safety our species has developed over time. Finally, it's worth noting an interesting peculiarity in human sleep, the phenomenon of biphasic sleep, which was once very common in ancient times. Before the Industrial Revolution, it was natural for people to sleep in 2 segments during the night, with a few hours of wakefulness in between. During this waking period, people would do tasks, pray, or even socialize. The introduction of electricity in modern life, with stricter schedules, eventually changed this pattern. Interestingly, this behavior can still be seen in some rural areas and cultures. The evolution of human sleep is, therefore, a reflection of how our species adapted to changes in environment and lifestyle, while maintaining this vital function intact, but flexible, too. The stages of sleep and their secrets. When we dive into the world of sleep, we discover that it's not a uniform state, but rather composed of different stages, each with its distinct purpose. The 2 main divisions are REM, rapid eye movement sleep, and non-REM sleep, and both are essential for the healthy functioning of the brain and body. Interestingly, these stages alternate throughout the night in cycles lasting between 90 and 120 minutes. During an 8-hour night of sleep, for example, we go through roughly 4 to 5 of these cycles. And the most fascinating part? Each cycle presents subtle changes in its composition, with REM sleep predominating in the final hours of the night, while deep sleep, part of non-REM sleep, dominates the early part. Non-REM sleep is divided into 3 stages, with the first being a transition between wakefulness and light sleep. In this stage, the body starts to relax, and brain activity gradually decreases. The second stage, which makes up about 50% of the entire sleep cycle, is when the body is more deeply relaxed and body temperature and heart rate drop. The third stage of non-REM sleep is deep sleep, considered the most restorative phase. During this stage, cellular regeneration occurs, the immune system is strengthened, and important hormones like growth hormone are released. That's why, when we deprive ourselves of a good night's sleep, we feel both physically and mentally exhausted. Now, REM sleep is where things get really interesting. In this phase, brain activity closely resembles that of being awake. This is when most dreaming occurs, and the eyes move rapidly behind closed eyelids. During REM sleep, the body is nearly paralyzed, a protective measure that prevents us from acting out our dreams physically. However, the brain is incredibly active, consolidating memories and processing information from the previous day. This intense cycle of activity during REM sleep is essential for learning and emotional health. Without it, we are more prone to mood disorders such as anxiety and depression. So sleep, in all its stages, is a true symphony of internal processes, with each stage playing a crucial role in balancing the body and mind. 3. How much sleep do we really need? The amount of sleep needed varies significantly throughout the different stages of human life. For instance, newborns can sleep up to 17 hours a day, broken into irregular cycles, which is essential for rapid brain and physical development during this early stage. School-aged children need about 9 to 11 hours of sleep to ensure healthy growth and good learning capacity. Meanwhile, adults typically require 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to maintain optimal body and mind function. Interestingly, as we age, the amount of deep sleep decreases, and many older adults report feeling rested with only 6 to 7 hours of sleep. This variation isn't just a biological detail, but reflects changes in metabolic and cognitive needs at each stage of life. Sleep deprivation has become a growing concern in modern society. Studies suggest that about 35% of the adult population regularly fails to get enough sleep. Lack of proper sleep can lead to a host of health problems, including an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. For example, research conducted by Harvard University found that individuals who sleep less than 5 hours per night are 2.5 times more likely to develop diabetes compared to those who get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Additionally, sleep deprivation affects memory, reaction time, and decision-making ability, which can have serious consequences in daily life, such as car accidents and reduced productivity at work. When we look at different cultures around the world, we notice distinct sleep habits. In Spain and some Latin American countries, the post-lunch siesta is a tradition that allows for additional rest during the day. In contrast, in the United States and many European countries, the trend is to value long work hours and minimize sleep time, leading to the term 24-hour society. In Japan, the concept of inamuri allows for napping in public or at work as a sign of dedication, with the idea that the person is so exhausted from working hard. These cultural variations show how sleep is perceived and valued differently worldwide, influencing not just individual health but also the social and economic dynamics of each country. Number 4. The role of sleep in creativity and decision-making. Though often underestimated, sleep has a direct and profound impact on our ability to be creative and make decisions. During sleep, particularly in the REM stage, the brain is far from resting. It continues to process information and consolidate memories, working like an efficient archivist, organizing the experiences of the previous day. It's precisely in this process of reorganization and synthesis that many creative ideas emerge. Various inventors and artists throughout history have credited sleep for their moments of inspiration. A notable example is Thomas Edison, who often took naps to stimulate creative thinking, holding a metal object in his hand to be awakened by the sound when it hit the ground as he fell into deep sleep. Similarly, Salvador Dali used a similar technique, allowing sleep to open the door to artistic ideas. It's not just artists and inventors, though. Modern science also reveals the crucial role of sleep in problem-solving and decision-making. During sleep, the brain doesn't just rest. It actively works to find solutions to problems that might have seemed impossible while awake. An interesting experiment conducted by the University of Lübeck in Germany found that people who slept after learning a new task were 3 times more likely to come up with a creative solution to a related problem compared to those who stayed awake. This happens because, while we sleep, the brain is able to make new connections between seemingly unrelated pieces of information, opening the door to unexpected and innovative insights. In addition to creativity, sleep directly impacts our ability to make decisions. When we are sleep-deprived, our ability to assess risks and benefits is severely impaired. Studies show that sleep deprivation affects the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain responsible for critical thinking and rational decision-making. This can lead to impulsive judgments, risky choices, and a general difficulty in making balanced decisions. Adequate sleep, on the other hand, strengthens our ability to assess situations more objectively, helping us make more thoughtful and effective decisions. That's why many experts recommend sleeping on it before making a big decision. After all, when we wake up, we often have a completely new and clearer perspective on the issue. Number 5. The mysteries of dreams. Far beyond imagination, dreams have always fascinated humanity. From the earliest civilizations, they've been interpreted as divine messages, premonitions, or symbols of future events. But beyond mystical interpretations, dreams remain one of the greatest mysteries of neuroscience. It's estimated that on a normal night we spend about 2 hours dreaming, which adds up to over 6 years of dreams over a lifetime. An interesting fact is that, although we feel our dreams are long and detailed, they typically last only a few minutes. During REM sleep, where the most vivid and emotional dreams occur, the brain blends recent experiences with older memories, creating a narrative that may seem nonsensical, but is deeply tied to our emotional state. But why do we dream? There are several theories about the function of dreams. One of the most accepted is that dreams play an important role in emotional processing and memory consolidation. Studies show that during REM sleep, the brain revisits recent emotional experiences, processing them in a way that helps with emotional regulation. It's as if the brain, while we dream, is rehearsing our emotional responses to different situations. This explains why we often dream about stressful or exciting events shortly after experiencing them. Additionally, dreams may be a tool for problem solving, as demonstrated in famous cases like the discovery of DNA structure by Francis Crick, who credited part of his inspiration to a dream he had. Another fascinating aspect of dreams is the phenomenon known as lucid dreaming, where a person becomes aware they are dreaming and, in some cases, can even control the dream's events. Research suggests that around 55% of people experience lucid dreams at least once in their life, and techniques like keeping a dream journal or performing reality checks during the day can increase the likelihood of having these types of dreams. Lucid dreaming is studied for its potential to help people face fears or practice skills in a safe environment, free from the consequences of real life. Some athletes, for example, report mentally rehearsing their movements during lucid dreams, which may contribute to skill improvement. So, dreams are not only a window into the unconscious, but also a powerful tool for personal and emotional development, far beyond what we might have imagined. Now that you know more about the mysteries of sleep, how about applying this knowledge to your own life? Maybe it's time to reconsider those sleepless nights, or appreciate that quick nap more than you thought. Sleep doesn't just recharge our energy, it shapes our ability to create, make decisions, and ultimately, live better. So, how about paying more attention to the time you dedicate to rest? How about making sleep a priority, like many great minds and athletes around the world do? After all, how much more can you discover about yourself while you sleep? What are your sleep habits like? Are you taking full advantage of this incredible natural tool? I invite you to think about it and start incorporating some of these fascinating facts into your daily routine. And if you want to keep learning and discovering more about fascinating topics like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications and stay tuned for what's coming next. After all, knowledge never stops growing, just like our curiosity.